Hi everyone! How are my friends today? Well, I'm excited today. You get to see me. I get to spend a little bit more time with you today, and like I say always, it's a privilege for me to be here with you today. Welcome to René Paris. You know, I got so many interesting questions overnight, so I'm really excited. Today I'm going to be going over, and I know if you go back on our YouTube channel and Instagram, we've covered this subject before, but it is so worth doing this again. And these questions were so amazing, and the questions that we got last night are just super good as well. So I'm super excited. I'm going to start with Q&A. The focus of today's video is going to be Wigs 101. Very, very simple tips on what to look for whenever you're just starting as a new wig wearer, and how these, what would be helpful. And let me just tell you, there's just so many things that would be super helpful that I would have never thought. And that's really interesting. One of the questions was, what would you tell your 24-year-old self? That's a good question. Never been asked that before, but here we go. So when I was 24 and I lost my hair, it was really difficult because, and I don't think I've ever shared this, but I was so lost and totally ashamed because I was dating someone, and when I found out that I would be losing my hair, the response I got from the individual was, I don't think I can handle you losing your hair. So I don't think this is gonna work out, which is crazy, because the question is, what would you tell your 24-year-old self if it was today? Well, let me just tell you, this community, I wish this community had been around when I was 24 years old. That's why my passion for what we do is so important, because had I been guided differently, I could have held my head up where you could see my crown instead of waiting a whole year later to try to get help. And I know that sounds like, how could you not want help whenever your family is in this business? Well, I didn't work here. I didn't work in any of this. I didn't work in this industry. I didn't have anything to do with this community, industry, none of it. I was a photographer, and so I didn't know how to ask for help. So to answer that, I would go back and say, if you are, no matter what age you are, I work with 5-year-olds too, and it's really important to, when they're looking in the mirror, I always just say, what looks different? And something's gonna look different to them, and they don't necessarily know what it is. So we start drawing their eyebrows on, and then you see the smile coming back. And then we move up to hair. But my love for them and for what we do is, no matter whether you have hair or not, whether you have eyebrows or not, you're beautiful. So at 24, I wish someone would have told me that. But again, it's that I didn't ask for help. So that's what I would say to myself. Second question, what wig of all the ones you have had changed your life? Well, my first wig changed my life, but if you want to know what wig really just made me feel unstoppable, it's this do. Because I would have never thought that you could pull a wig up like this. I just would have never thought you could, because there's not too many people that do what we do, honestly, as wig stylists, and there's not too many people that are able to teach how to do different updos and so forth. A wigs, like we have Abby, our alopecia ambassador, and she has so much valuable information. So I encourage you to go to her Instagram, and Alexander, our session stylist, is going to be able to do so many wonderful things with wigs and with bio hair. And then when you blend them together, oh my goodness, the things that he can do. But most importantly is that these two people are teaching you to do things with your wigs that your everyday individual, as amazing as they are, maybe they haven't done it with wigs. So this is why I always tell you, make sure you go back and view the Instagrams, like our grams from the past, because they're there, and it doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, in a year, if it's you, if it's someone else. Please guide them to this information, because it is very, very useful and very, very important to know that we have so many resources that are available to you. So this is the wig style that just really changed my whole outlook on my younger life, because I just felt like part of the crowd that I was with, like the younger girls that I would hang out with back then. I thought, yes, I can wear a high ponytail. I can wear that messy bun. I can be just like everyone else. So this is the one hairstyle really that really changed who I was back then. And then present day, like the one, if you'll go back to my Instagram at Texas Wig Fairy, the one style that I really just blew me away was like this short pixie choppy texturized cut. It's called Billy, and I will try to post that tomorrow. But that wig in that color, I would have never even tried it on had our designer Ure not suggested it. And I was like, I am never wearing that. And she said, it'll look so good on you. And I can't tell you how many of those I have. Like, I just want to make sure that I have them in the event that it's discontinued or the color's not available, that I have them. So that's the style. It's called Billy. And like I said, I will put that on my Instagram later tonight. How many wigs are average in a year's time? Okay, in a year's time, I would say, and this is just by manufacturing and what we're guided. If you wear it, really, I can't give you a specific answer, but if you were to wear the same wig every day, you should get a good 5 months or longer wear out of it. Now, if you're using hair products of your choice, meaning they're not for wigs, if you sleep in it, which you shouldn't, but if you do, all these different little factors are going to cut the lifespan of your wig, if you will. So please keep that in mind. You should be good with 3 synthetic wigs if you take really, really good care of them. If you're wearing the same style and you just want to make sure that people don't know, 3 synthetic wigs should be good in a year's time. That's just average. That's just an average. Again, it could be less and they could last longer. I honestly have had this longer than a year because this color really is not available anymore, but I keep it up on the shelf like it's a crown, because it is. So, okay, average 3 per year synthetic. What do you mean when products work for you? Okay, so when I say you're going to use what you're going to use, that's kind of what I mean. And I say that respectfully. I mean, some people are going to use products for wigs, and some people are going to use whatever they choose to use. In the community, there's a lot of different products that we use. However, if you're not careful, and I'm sure some of you have experienced this before, some products weigh the fiber down. Some products make the fiber too soft. Some hairsprays, if they're not for wigs, are going to contain an ingredient that's going to stick to the fiber, and you're really going to have to work to shampoo it out. But I do understand that this is your hair, this is your choice, you purchased it, you're going to decide what you want to use on it, and that is perfectly fine. It's up to you. We're just here to educate you and help you, specifically today, because we're talking 101, to be very cautious what you use, because the wig products are formulated to help you keep your wig looking its very best for the time that it should, the lifespan that it should have. Now again, you use whatever you choose to use, and it could last. I've seen wigs, and I have had one that I was really, really aggressive with. We used it for a big show, and it lasted a couple months. So just keep that in mind, please. Let me see. Okay, so number one, what would be your number one tip today if it was someone new and you were guiding? Okay, so this is great. My older sister, I was having a conversation with her because she's going on a trip. She's not a wig wearer. She doesn't really like, she doesn't really like the feeling of a wig. She didn't really want to take a wig. But my number one tip to her, and this is my sister. Okay, I want to make sure I don't miss this. Okay, I am a teacher and I'm nervous about starting the year wearing wigs. I teach high school. Should I just go for it with a different style? And oh my goodness, if you can just find it in yourself, if you're high school, find it in yourself to do a different style and different color, this is probably the best time to change your look. It's a new year. It's high school, and there's a lot of students that wear alternative hair, and we may not be aware of it. So that would be my number one tip. Going back to what my sister asked me, should I wear something that looks like my bio hairstyle, or should I wear something entirely different? Her hair is really curly, and I said, why don't you take your dream hair, the dream hair that you've always wanted, everyone has dream hair. I have dream hair every hour. Like, everyone has dream hair. So why don't we just, if you can find it in yourself to look for a new style, I think this would be the perfect opportunity. And thank you for being a teacher. It's a gift as well. Teaching is a gift as well. But always remember, please, if you haven't had the opportunity to go to reneeapparels.com, please do, so you can view all our different collections. In just a few minutes, I'm going to give you a brief description of all our wig collections, because that's also important. Okay, so next question. Okay, so really quickly, I want to finish with my sister. So I just said I would highly suggest synthetic, because you're going to an area where it's going to rain a lot and it's humid, and she already struggles with her bio hair because it's really, really curly. And when you hit humidity, rain, you're going to have, your hair starts frizzing. It has a mind of its own. So why don't you find something synthetic? And she does not like, I have one sister who's a blue metal, she's a blue ribbon cutter. She's won awards for her work. And my other sister, she just can't style hair. Let me just tell you, she didn't get the gene. However, she's my sister, and I was just telling her, I said, you have got to rock you some synthetic hair. And we showed her the collections. I told her to go to reneeapparels.com so we could set her all up. Okay, so let's see. Next question. Okay, so I briefly showed this yesterday, but I just want to make sure that we do have it available. Can you show briefly what you mean about a pro implement and a heat control? What does that look like? These are good questions, because we have so many people that are new to the community. And when someone says they don't know what a heat control looks like, I understand that. I totally understand that. So implement, we're definitely brand neutral. That is something that you have to make a choice on your own. However, when you find something that has a temperature control, it's either going to have a dial like this. See, it has a little dial right here. Or it's going to have a little window that displays where and what the temperature is. There's an up, a plus and a minus, and then there's obviously an on and off button. But high, medium, low, this has just been my personal experience. If you are not good with implements, high, medium, and low is hard to control. So please keep in mind that when I say to use something that has a temperature control, you can use the dial or the up and down button to make sure that you have the correct temperature. That is very, very important. I can't tell you, because all implements carry weight differently. And if it is really, really hot and you've had it plugged in for a while, sorry, I'm trying to get this tag so I can show you something. If it's been plugged up for a while, then it's built heat. And let me just tell you, that can be very, very dangerous for your fingers. You don't want to burn yourself. Wear some gloves if you're not used to working with high heat fiber. And when I tell you about heat, this is only for high heat fiber. This is not every synthetic wig. So I want to just show you here where this says high heat. If it does not say high heat, it is not high heat. If at Aderans, if it is high heat, it's going to say high heat. And in the instructions here, read all the instructions, and it's going to guide you as to what temperature works for that particular fiber. This is very, very important. Very, very important, okay? How do you make the black look so poofy? How do you make your so poofy? Okay, you know, I am going to have this video, and I know I keep telling you, and bear with me, we have like an agenda, but I will show you exactly how I do this. Just really quickly to answer you, these are just clips, and I make the bun and I pull it forward a little bit, and then I clip it so that it's really high. And I'll also show you a high ponytail. And stay close, because Abby, my social sister, also does ponytails, and so does Alexander. They have their techniques for doing ponytails, so please make sure that you follow them as well, so that you're always notified whenever we're going to go live. And make sure you go to our YouTube channel, please, because there's so many tutorials that are available as well. Make sure you follow us, subscribe, so that you're in the know, okay? Okay, can you show? Okay, I think that's it for Q&A. So I'm going to start with my suggestions when we are talking very, very basic information, Wigs 101. We've done this before, but by request, we're getting, you know, let me just tell you something. It's back to school time, and we have a lot of teachers and we have a lot of students, all ages, that need assistance making these choices. So does this, I want to make sure I answer this. We have all ages looking for help. The actual back from, it's all the way up. I hope that's what you meant. I just lift it all the way up, make a high ponytail. I will show you. I will show you. I give you my word. And if you want, please make sure you go to my personal Instagram at Texas Wig Fairy. We'll do it on both. I just want to make sure we have an agenda that we go by at René Paris, but everything is super, super important. Okay. So Wigs 101, from the very basic, the very first question I would want to know if I was assisting you, even if you're my best friend and we're looking for a style for you, I would ask you, why are you buying a wig? Is it because you need something long-term? Is it temporary wear? Is it going to be daily wear? Is it for vacation? Tell me a little bit about your lifestyle. And all these have, there's a reason that I would want to know specifically. And the one tip that I can give you is, if you go in, I know we may not be able to go into a studio right now, but even I know a lot of these online services, online sites that sell wigs have people to help you. They're available. They're available to talk at times. I'm not really sure. Everyone's different. Communicate with someone and let them know. It's up to you to share that information. But if I was going to go in today and I would say I'm just looking for something that I'm an everyday wig wearer. I do have bio hair, so I need to keep that in mind, because you don't want something really snug fitting, and I'll go into that in just a minute. If you're gonna experience complete hair loss, please tell them so that they can help you to your so they can make the experience the best possible. If not, you may find, you may be wearing something that you may not feel comfortable with because it doesn't feel good against your skin. So it's very, very important for you to tell them this. Okay, so before I go into the other questions, I want to read you a brief description of all of our lines at Aderans René Paris. We have several lines. I would highly encourage you to go to reneaparis.com, but just briefly get a pen and paper because today I'm your teacher, and I'm gonna teach you a really quick tip to help you decide which of the collections would be best for you. I encourage all of them. Let me just tell you, you want one from every collection. But if you're making one choice today, this would be it. The Amore Collection. You've seen me wear many pieces from Amore. Go back to our grams and you can see specific tutorials on these. But the Amore Collection is designed for the medical needs of that community, meaning Abby, my social sister Abby is our alopecia ambassador. She loves the Amore Collection because she says that it's very, very comfortable, and Abby doesn't even wear a wig cap underneath. Abby says the wig caps are very, very comfortable. That means to me that when I've heard people say I have to have something custom done, it has to be custom made, it has to be a medical, it doesn't. She can share, you can view her tutorials. The Amore Collection, again, is designed with medical needs in mind. So that being said, I'm always going to say, make sure that you remember we do not use glues and we do not use tapes. These wigs are designed to be very, very comfortable without glue or tape. The Noriko Collection is designed for the everyday wig wearer, like myself. Noriko is an amazing line with lots of different styles, lots of different colors. So if you're looking for something, an everyday look to the Noriko Collection. Noriko is wonderful. It's going to surprise you. We've got styles coming out all the time, colors coming out, and we are known for our amazing colors. So please keep that in mind in any of our collections. Okay, the René Paris line is high fashion. So I always share with people, whatever's being done in a chair at a salon, this is what René Paris reminds me of. The styles, the colors, they're just beautiful. And I always tell my friends, and I do brag about this because this is the truth, especially in some of the areas where I work in. At René Paris, with the designers that we have, I have seen and worn styles and colors 2 years before they hit the salons. No kidding. No kidding. So I'm always impressed, and I feel very privileged as a wig wearer to be able to wear colors and styles. And these are just, I'm not getting information before you do. I'm getting it when you do. I get the launches just when you do, but we're still that advanced in wigs. So I always tell our young people that we're working with, you're going to be just, everyone else is getting their hair done. Everyone else, the techniques and the colors and the contrasts and all these different blends of hair color, you can have the same in a wig as well. I need a medical wig every day. Okay, so if you need a medical wig every day, then I would highly suggest the Amore Collection. Am I getting that question right, I hope? The Alexander Couture Collection is a line that provides a European look, a European flair. I can't remember. There's so many styles, but if you go to my gram, there's a white, really cute pixie. I mean, we're talking boy short. I just love that hairstyle. And I'm always telling people, anytime that I put a different wig on, I go somewhere in my mind. I just go, I know a lot of us do that. We go somewhere in our mind and it's like every wig has a personality. That's what I love about wigs too. It's no commitment, and it's an accessory that goes with you wherever your life goes. It's just a perfect accessory. Okay, the Fair Fashion Collection is our human hair collection. So please keep that in mind. Every single line is great for different needs. They're all amazing, however, if you just want to break it down. And you can also go back into the facts. If you go to Aderans.com, there's so many additional tidbits, if you will, of information. If you haven't had the chance to go through the sitemap and kind of look through everything, please do, because I can't tell you, It's very, very informative, and the questions are very, very basic, but very, very helpful. Okay, so with that being said, when you've determined why you're looking for a wig, this is going back to the teacher that we were talking to earlier. Do you want to stay close to your bio look, meaning the hairstyle that you usually have, or are you ready for a big change? You know, after last year and everything that we went through, just myself, I was just ready for change. And in a couple weeks, I know I wear this a lot, but when I'm working around children and I'm going to be really busy, I try to wear my hair up like this. But if I'm going to be out and about, like if after 5 or on the weekends, I definitely wear a longer style, and I try to do different looks with them, and I wear a lot of hats. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Okay, so if you're ready for change, let's just say you're ready for change, you want something entirely different, and you're a little bit nervous about hair color, go to reneeparis.com. You can select styles by color. You can do a color search. If you didn't know that, you can go to reneeparis.com. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. You just go to the sitemap. Okay, so, and always keep in mind that these collections are good for every day. These collections are good for every day. Any wig is good for any person, and any wig is good for everyday wear. It doesn't have to be, I just wanted to give you a breakdown of the different collections, but any wig is good for any day. Please keep that in mind. I'm going to try to see if I could just pull up the sitemap really quick, because we do have new people here today. So if you go to reneeparis.com, you want to make sure, this may take a little, well, you want to go up here to the 3 little bars, and you want to hit the 3 little bars, and it'll ask you if you're looking for our brands. If you're doing a search, find your new style, you hit find your new style, and it's going to ask you if you want to do a search by color. If you're worried about, if you're looking for a specific color, do that first, and then it will show you all the styles in the specific color. Okay, let me see here next. Okay, measuring. If you don't have a measuring tape, do not panic, please. I know I've shared this before, but my head is 21.5. If you feel like you're really, really petite, even if you don't have a measuring tape, average should always remember, let me show you that really quickly. Always remember that all our styles have adjustments on the inside. Right here. Every wig that at René Paris has adjustments. They may look a little bit different, but they have all adjustments. And like Abby says, you just want to kind of play with your styles and make sure that it's comfortable. But if I kid you not, she does cartwheels in one of her wigs, and she doesn't even use a wig cap. So these wear very, very well for every day. So as far as measuring, most people fit into average. If you feel like you're on, if you feel like you want a petite, not necessarily petites, try the Amore line. The Amore line fits so snug and close to the head. And I have women that look for petites, and they're scared to try a style because they're just thinking it's not going to work. 9 times out of 10, it does work. So just please keep that in mind whenever you're trying styles. Try the Amore line. It's amazing. If you feel like you want to, if you feel like you're in that size group, if you feel like you're like myself, I have a larger head, then I have bio hair underneath, so I need a little bit of wiggle room underneath. So I always go average, and then there's so many of our styles that are available in large. So if you're looking for larger sizes, go to the sitemap again, and those will come up for you. Okay, the other is if you're wanting volume, or if you're wanting something that doesn't have a lot of volume. I know I've said this before, but this is very, very important. I want to make sure I get to this, and then I'll finish off with color. If you like volume, a lot of our styles have what we call permatease. And permatease may look like it's on the very base of the style. Let me see if I can show that. Right here. It's in between the wefts, what we call wefts. And what permatease is, it's a feature that's there for volume. So whenever you're styling the style, you can actually kind of just do this, and it's gonna hold the volume there. That's called permatease. If you do not like volume and you don't want your hair, you don't want to just be able to do this, you want something that lays flatter to the head and looks, more classic and more conservative, look at the Amore line. Look at a style that doesn't have permatease. So again, for those of you that have just joined, Wigs 101, going on very important tips for the brand new wig wearer, if you will. Okay, again, if you do not want permatease, and just remember, sometimes you get a wig and you think that there's something wrong with it, because down here somewhere it looks like you crimped the hair. Again, that's a feature that is designed into the styles, and it's called permatease. Okay, let me see here. Last but not least. Okay, so I think one of the other tips that I can give you, as far as color, please go back to last week's Instagram, and we talk about warm tones, cool tones, and what tones you should wear. If you're a cool tone, you choose cool colors. If you're a warm tone, you pick warm tones. And if you're a neutral like myself, you can go either way, and you can kind of just play with different makeup to make the looks and the colors work for you. My tip is, there's been colors that I know that were probably not the best for me, but like I was sharing with my teacher friend, I'm going to wear it anyway. I'm going to rock it because I love it. I love the style. I love the color, and I'm going to wear it. And those are the styles, honestly, that just make me feel unstoppable. So again, if you are open to a different hairstyle and a different color, please make sure that this is the opportunity to try something different. Whether you are looking for something temporary, for vacation, starting the new school year, and I can't tell you, this would be an amazing time to find something that is your dream hair and start off the new year like that. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to show you, I just wanted this, one of my, just before we end here, I'm going to show you the very first style that I wore from René Paris. I always wear a wig cap because it just helps me keep my hairstyle on. I don't ever use bobby pins, and you saw me, that's an high updo, and I don't pin it. Okay, so this is Reese in this is I've had this style for years. In a box, tucked away. I know I've told you about the vault. I have a vault of styles. Okay, so this is the very first style that I had from René Paris in many colors. But this is just the very first one. So if you look at it, it's a classic style. It was really, really safe, if you will. And so this is where I started off. Let's say in the past 10 years. Later down the road we'll share some of the wigs that I have out of the vault that are from René Paris in the past 30 years. So again, this is Reese. And then I just wanted to finish with my dream hair, because we are talking about everyday hair and we're talking about dream hair. So this is like two styles, and then we are finished today. This is what my mom Bella, she used to style her hair like this, and I used to look up at her and think, oh my gosh, look at that hair. I didn't tease this really high, but she would tease it really high like that, and she would have these big eyelashes and this like sultry bang, and she would be I remember her getting ready for Elvis Presley concert, and I just couldn't get over how beautiful she looked, and I wanted hair like that, but I knew my hair would just never be thick like that. So that's another tip really quickly. I'm sorry. Density. You want to look at the density, the amount of hair that you want in the style. That's another option whenever you're picking your very first style. Okay, so this was the look that I haven't trimmed the bangs or anything. I always show them as they come. That I really wanted my hair to look like way back. Okay, so my dream hair, and then we will sign off today. If I had my own hair that was thick and just full, amazing, this would be it. And I would feel comfortable at my age wearing this color. Probably wouldn't wear it every day. However, this is, when they ask me what my dream hair would look like, this is it. This is Angelica. So I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. Nice tips for new wig wearers to the community. I want to say for all our teachers and all our students, for anyone that's new in the community looking for assistance, please keep in mind, stay close, subscribe, follow us so that you're the first to know whenever we're going to go live. Stay close. I tell you that all the time because we always have new things coming. We always have our social family going live. So I enjoyed spending time with you this afternoon. Bye now.